What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Today we're going to be doing something special, guys, to commemorate the 1.5 year anniversary and the release of KLM, that's Kurama Link Mode Naruto. I want to talk about which Naruto is the best Naruto out there and give you the top one to the bottom and who you should be focusing on. And the reason why I want to do that is because the game is Naruto X Boruto Ninja Tribes. First off, he is the main character, but secondly, at the same time, there are quite a few of them now, and new players specifically are going to struggle on who they should focus on and which one they should be attempting to pull for. Okay, now I'm going to do this in a couple different ways. I'm going to talk about, number one, their skills and their kits, obviously, like what they bring to your team and how good they are, and then we're going to rate from the top to the bottom. And then we're going to talk about their tribe specials, because tribe specials do play a major part in this. And then we're going to lastly talk about how easy it is to get them up, right? And who you should be focusing on first before everybody else. All right, so let's get into it, guys. There are quite a few Narutos. First I want to do is I want to talk about all the Narutos out there. We're going to cover every single one of them. And then I'm going to talk to you in terms of their ranking, where they fall, and who you should focus on the Narutos. Okay, so here we go. First Naruto we have is KCM, that is the Nine Tails Chakra Mode, so Kurama Chakra Mode Naruto, so aka KCM. That is the one that does the transformation, not to be mistaken with KLM that just came out. So let's actually, you know what? Let's start from the beginning. Let's go with KLM first, because he's the newest Naruto, right? So if you look at this one here, I don't actually have the characters, which is unfortunate, but we have all of his details here, and this is KLM. This is Kurama Link Mode Naruto, not to be mistaken with KCM, and we can go over his skills after. So this is Naruto number one, again, not for ranking, he's just Naruto number one, we're gonna call him that. Number two is KCM, as we just talked about, the transformation version. Number three is the 7th Hokage. Number four is going to be Kid Naruto. All right, so, and then number five we have You Are Naruto right there. All right, number six, as we go down the list, number six, there is the 6 Tail Naruto. Number 7 is Sage Mode Naruto. Number 8 is Naruto Rinne the Festival, which is the Alluring Gift one. Number 9 is going to be Naruto Kage Unchanging Ninja Way, the SR version. Number 10, where are we for number 10? Probably SR Naruto, where are you? SR Naruto, SR Naruto. Sorry guys, I'm going through the list here, trying to find my SR Naruto. Oh, there's Rage Naruto, number 10. All right, number 11, there's SR Naruto, and then number 12, lastly, should be the SR 7th Hokage Naruto. So we have 12 Narutos, guys. All right, so I'm gonna rank them from 1 to 12. All right, and we're gonna talk about which ones you should be focusing on. I'm not gonna go over their kits just yet, but I will go over the top 5 and the reasoning behind them. All right, there are many faces to Naruto in this game. So who claims the number one spot? That's going to be the first question. And it is undoubtedly, guys, still going to be the KCM version of Naruto. So this is still the best Naruto in the game. Now, he does have that for a couple reasons, and we'll go over that. But this, in my opinion, KCM Naruto is the epitome of all the Narutos. So the one that everyone should be aiming for, the one that will change the game for you in all different modes. So he stands atop of the hill as the best Naruto out there. Second best Naruto is the newest Naruto that came out. So it is a close call, guys, but not enough of a close gap for them to be tied even. KCM is definitely the superior of the two, but for sure, KLM Naruto sits second. All right, third Naruto. Now this one's a little bit tougher. All right, this one's a little tougher. The reason why this is tougher for me, and I'm going to give the edge to Kid Naruto here, is because he's more available, and he's an amazing, probably the best tank in the game still, to be quite honest. So we're going to give Naruto number 3, and then we're going to go ahead and give Rinne Festival Naruto number 4. Now the reason why Rinne Festival is number 4 and not number 3 is simply due to availability. The fact that you can't get him now makes him a limited edition Naruto, but probably makes him one of the best Narutos in the game, let alone one of the top, I'd say top 7, 8 characters in the game, period. Whether it's for PvE, for PvP, this Naruto is a game changer, and not to mention, most people could get him when the Rinne Festival was around to about 6 or 7 stars, including the 1-year anniversary that allowed you to get his weapons and his fragments. So definitely number 4 would have been number 3 if he was more available. So that's where he sits. So we've got the top 4 right there, guys. And the 5th one here is a little tougher. 6 Tails. 6 Tails is up there, okay, but he's not as good as in my opinion, this Naruto here. So the Unchanging Ninja Way Naruto has a couple things that he excels at. Number one, he's an SR, so easier to obviously collect the fragments. Number two, he does bring a lot of buffs and great buffs as well too, and he hits like a freaking tank. And number three, he's just part of my favorite tribe, so I'm a little biased towards it. But he's my number 5. Let's talk about number 1 through 5 and the reason what makes them so damn good and unique. Okay, so the first one, KCM. A couple of reasons why he's the best unit in the game. Okay, for Naruto specifically. Number one, he's got the only transformation in the game. Not just for animation purposes, there's a reason why that's important. So when he does his chakra mode change, his actual buffs are crazy. Number one, he's got 10k vitality, which means he's going to start with instant jutsu instantly. So if you're slower than your opponent, you get hit. He recovers full chakra, and he gets 100% of his HP back. So giving all allies damage increase rate, which is the best buff for damage. Boost all allies critical rate, which is incredible, obviously. Boost all allies damage reduction rate, and all allies guard rate. So the best possible buffs you can get in the game are right here. And then, not to mention, when he transforms, he gets Rasen Absorption, which is a damage dealer, but also boosts attack, critical damage, damage reduction rate again, and guard rate again. If there are less allies on the field than there are opponents, which pretty much covers the spectrum of all buffs. There's nothing that this man does not do. Not to mention his LB2 is absolutely phenomenal for 5 turns straight. You have crit suppression, which means you get hit less with crits. And also you have the status effect suppression for 5 turns, which means you don't get stunned for as often, or burns or confuses, etc. And he also boosts attack and critical rate for active users. So, bar none, guys, easily the best. Now, there is a big difference between AoE damage and single target damage. Single target damage, guys, is insane because it does a high percentage of damage to a single unit, and that is going to be used more often in content that really matters, such as flashback genealogy, alliance team battle, etc. Right? AoE is better in PvP and places like Abyss sometimes, but overall, single target damage is much more superior, and chances are you're always going to have him doing his ultimates every single time, so his jutsus all the time. So easily, guys, the best unit in the game for Naruto's. And next up, we did talk about KLM and what makes him unique, so let's talk about him next. So second in line will definitely be him, and he is 100% worth it, guys. So let's go through the details. So what makes him amazing is the fact that his Tail Beast Bomb, number one, is an AoE plus a stun, so he provides you with the stun. Unlike Rinne Festival Naruto, which is 100% confused, which is crazy good, this also does quite a bit. This also boosts your tribe gauge special, which lets you do tribe a little bit earlier, boosts all of your allies damage increase rate and critical rate for 2 turns, which is incredible, and also lowers all enemies guard rate and guard damage reduction rate, making you kill tanks a lot easier and other people who have a lot of guard rate. So overall, a stellar unit that has incredible buffs. The problem with him, for me personally, is his chakra is the 1000 after the second turn, not as good as the 5k vitality or instant jutsu like KCM has, obviously. So you will actually rely on this skill too once in a while, which increases his own chakra by 3200, which obviously helps the situation with his chakra boost, and also boosts the attack for all allies shinobi only, unlike all allies before, so making KCM a little more superior. And then of course his bond with Kurama is boosting all active allies damage and all active allies damage and all active allies damage, which means he's only affecting the people who are in the same turn as him, right? So not all allies like Naruto KCM did. So overall, a really good Naruto, guys, like superb Naruto, but just not the best Naruto out there. So that's number 2. Number 3 we talked about was Kid Naruto, and let's talk about the little guy and what makes him so damn good, and that is because he is, let's go to his enhancements and skills. He is the ultimate tank. So if you can see here, he does a lot of damage to attack shinobi, so killing a nukes a lot quicker. He boosts all allies damage reduction rate by 21%, and he also boosts all allies guard rate by 29%. Very high, guys. And then if you do a skill 2, he boosts all allies damage reduction rate by 14.12. So again, affecting all allies with the best possible defensive buffs out there. And then his skill, his trait and his LB2 are absolutely out of this world, boosting active allies damage reduction rate by 26%, boosting damage allies reduction rate by 24% for all people in the same 3 cell. So not only people that are in the same turn as him, but if it's like the same 3 cell, it also boosts theirs as well too. So they're getting double the bonus there. And then boosting guard rate by 26% for this 3-man cell, and then also boosting damage reduction rate of all allies in the 3-man cell. So this here, guys, makes people in the same cell as him extremely hard to kill. Like, he protects everybody like no other, making him the best tank in the game, hands down, and making him number 3 spot. And again, we'll talk about number 4 real quick because he does deserve a lot of mention and a lot of love. Unfortunately, he's not available, so I can't put him higher. But Rene Festival Naruto is just like he's kind of game breaking to some extent. Okay, and the reason why I'll show you here. Sexy Jitsu. He deals AoE damage, extremely high power creep damage as well, has a 100% chance to confuse all enemies, which is for 2 turns by the way, lowers all enemies damage reduction rate by 70%, which is incredible, and lowers all guard rate by 23%. So he does so much with one Jitsu, making him the ultimate PvP character, guys. There is nobody in PvP better than Naruto Rene, or in join exercises or any content like that. Here goes, hits like a Mack truck, guys. This here is pretty much a Jitsu in itself. If his skill 2 pops, so if you don't have Sai, you're going to be hitting quite a bit of damage as long as the target's HP is 50% or above. So he hits really, really hard, really good, especially for PvP and PvE content, especially if you don't have Sai available to you. And then his LB2, he boosts his own critical rate, making him hit crits way more often after an enemy has been defeated, which happens pretty often when he's around. Boosts own critical damage increase rate at the start of any turn after an enemy has been defeated, again boosting his damage even further, and then boosts an attack after an enemy has been defeated. So overall, very selfish, but trust me, this character is all about damage. That's what you want. You want his damage to be out through the roof, and this Naruto will definitely drive the numbers up and probably give you some of the best debuffs in the game, making him easily the number 4 spot. All right, so that is number 4, and then we're going to talk about number 5, guys. So this is my... So there, as you can see there are 3 URs and 2 SRs, so SRs still play a pretty big role, even though they're not coming out. Now this Naruto here has a really big part in my heart for him, because number 1, he had the best animations when he came out, and number 2, he had my favorite tribe, and he still has one of my favorite tribes out there. So Wind Style Shuriken deals damage to one target, deals extra damage if the target's HP is 50% or above, boosts all active allies attack by 24.12% when there are more undefeated allies than enemies. He's pretty much one of the best FG units out there for an SR unit. Never go back on my word. Boosts attack by 13.09% for all attack shinobis, so that's really good for when you have an all A unit team or a lot of A units. And then his LB2 and his trait boost damage increase rate and damage reduction rate for users and all allies in the same 3-man cell for the rest of the battle. I mean, it's pretty high. It's 10.06% for the 3-man cell, boosting damage reduction rate, which is great for defensive moves, really good for places like Abyss and PvP. And then critical rate by 14.06 for 3-man cell, and boost guard rate for 3-man cell by 21.09. So you can see here, it's a good mix of damage dealing and guarding and defensive buffs for him, putting him at the number 5 spot. Now, a lot of people are going to wonder, well, what about Six Tails? Here's the thing. Six Tails does insane damage, don't get me wrong, but the problem with him is the fact that there are now too many AoE Narutos with KLM and Rene that just outmatch him, right? So he would have been higher up if KLM didn't exist, but because he does, he gets to sit a little further down. Same with Sage Mode Naruto. He's just a typical T unit D nuke, which is not that good anyways. So he's really not that good at all. And then the 2 SR and the UR Narutos, the standard ones, I mean, they're okay. They're part of every tribe practically, so that makes them really, really good, and that's why they are as high up in that list as they are. And then the Rage Naruto's is pretty useless, guys. There's way better Naruto versions. And then lastly, the worst version of him here, which is the free browser version. He's pretty much a speed sink where you put speed scrolls in him just to get him up. And that's the only reason why he exists, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, I'm going to just even do this right now, just to get out of the way. And that is pretty much the list. Oh, and then Naruto Kage. I had him on the list. There he is. Okay, so that's what I was missing. He, I think, was number 8. Now, the reason why he's not that good is because he's just a really selfish tank. And there are way better tanks out there. Like, his kid version absolutely destroys him. So overall, mediocre character, but those were the top 5. So it goes KCM, KLM, Kid Naruto, Naruto Rene, and SR Naruto Kage. Those are my top 5 Naruto. So if you have those Narutos, guys, definitely get them up. That doesn't mean ignore SR Naruto, because he's incredible, and the reason why I say that is the tribe specials are really good, and this is what puts KCM above all the other Narutos in this game. He literally can be in every tribe special. Literally every tribe special that has Naruto, he can sit in there, and that's what makes SR Naruto and UR Naruto unique as well, is that they actually belong in those. KLM only has two other Naruto, or two tribes that he belongs in, and that is the bond woven by determined lives, and he has the We Dance in the Shadows one. So he can only belong in two, right? Kid Naruto, same with him. He only belongs, I believe, in three. So all the other Narutos, Rinne belongs in one only. So if you're looking from a tribe's perspective, KCM is still hands down the best Naruto for tribes as well too, and he sits in some of the most important ones, guys. So definitely focus on him first before KLM. Even though KLM does look badass, he doesn't have the same kit or the same capabilities as KCM. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Payne. Have a wonderful day, everybody. We'll talk soon.